Knock Knock by Dino Yippity and Paul Beavis. Jerry was a happy giraffe. She dreamed of making people laugh. She thought, I'll give my neighbours a treat. I'll knock on every door in the street. With her page of jokes she went to have fun, and she clippity-clopped to number 1. It was the very first house on the block, so she lifted one hoof and tapped. Knock, knock. Who's there? Asked Grumpy Gabby Geddes, and Jerry Giraffe responded, Lettuce. Lettuce who? Gabby replied. Let us in. It's cold outside. Jerry chuckled. Ha ha ha, hee hee hee. But Gabby seemed to disagree. She spoke through the window in her nightgown. There's a time and a place for being a clown. So she clippity-clopped to number 2, where Grandpa Hank was mending a shoe. His was the smallest house on the block. Jerry raised one hoof and tapped. Knock, knock. Who's there? Yelled out Grandpa Hank. And Jerry Giraffe bellowed, It's Frank. Frank who? The bewildered Grandpa spoke. Frank you for laughing at my joke. Jerry giggled. Ha 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 ha, hee hee hee. But Grandpa seemed to disagree. He yelled from inside with a huff and a frown. There's a time and a place for being a clown. So she clippity-clopped to number 3, where Sammy Streep was watching TV. He was the biggest house on the block. Jerry hoisted one hoof and tapped. Knock, knock. Who's there? Inquired Sammy Streep, and Jerry hollered, It's Don Keep. So Sammy asked her, Don Keep who? And Jerry replied with Donkey Poo. She laughed so hard, ha ha ha, hee 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 hee. But Sammy seemed to disagree. He scoffed from upstairs while glaring down. There's a time and a place for being a clown. Poor Jerry went home to bed a bit sad. She couldn't see why her neighbours were mad. She said to herself before turning in, I just know I can be a comedian. Well, the town had a fair the very next day, but the band that was booked could no longer play. With an upset crowd and no band to see, Jerry nervously squeaked, I could do comedy. She glanced at the notes on her crumpled up page as they quickly invited her onto the stage. With everyone there from all over her block, Jerry lifted one hoof and bellowed, Knock, knock. Who's there? Cried the crowd, and Jerry said, Boo. Then the townfolk yelled out, Boo-hoo, boo-hoo, which made Jerry giggle as she spoke. No need to cry, it's just a bad joke. The town roared with laughter. Ha ha ha, hee 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 hee. Sammy Streep laughed so hard that he needed a wee. Old Gabby Geddes said, Encore, encore. And Grandpa Hank yelled, Give us some more. Jerry was a happy giraffe. She dreamed of trying to make folk laugh. With belief in herself, she'd finally found the time and the place for being a clown.